Hello everyone and welcome back to Pac-Man World Re-Pac. So we beat the pirate area, so it's time to go to the next areas. This game's a bit non-linear in that you can kind of do certain worlds in any order you want. You do have to do all of them though.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter too much, but we're going to the ruins area next.
Well, this one, ruins area is clearly labeled like 2-1. It seemed like.
Yeah, it was.
So
yeah, but when you,
I wonder why bother giving them numerical values when you can just do whatever one you want.
Well, it does indicate somewhat what the difficulty curve of each world is.
it's mostly just that there wasn't really, like, the way that they had the overworld set up. There's not, like, really a reason to block off certain stages, so they were just like, we'll just let you play them in whatever order you want.
The era of platformers in which this game was made was very much that Gex 2 era of, we're going to have multiple stages in the same graphical theme, but they're going to get progressively harder and add more shit as you go through them sort of era, which I like. It might not be as impressive as every stage being unique, but I do like building on certain ideas as you go through a thing.
Yeah, this is definitely something that I have grown to appreciate, in that having a lot of variety is nice, but I do also like themes and platforming ideas being expanded upon, so that, you know, you don't get the new Super Mario Brothers thing where they'll have an enemy only in one stage or a platform type only in one stage. And it just kind of feels like you never get to really test what you're doing.
Yeah. And, like, whatever else you have to say about Gex being annoying, Gex 2 is really good about building on existing stage themes.
Yeah, it's more just a matter of keeping it from overstaying its welcome. Like, none of the worlds in Pac-Man World go on for so long that you're just like, oh my god, I can't wait to get out of this pirate level, or can't wait to get out of it. I think, like, the only one that maybe outstays its welcome is, like, the Carnival worlds towards the middle. But even then, it's like, you know, it's fine. Yeah. It's not the end of the world.
Of course, Gex could also get away with that because you didn't spend your entire time in one particular level theme until you were done with it. They split them up across the game, so you'd get the third haunted house level as you, like, way later on. And it's like, oh, okay. I'd like to revisit this theme again. Let's see what they do with it.
Have they said anything about those re-releases?
Oh, I forgot that Gex was getting re-released in the year 2024.
The Gex trilogy was announced last year, and nothing has come from it as far as I'm aware.
Switch. Okay, let me see.
I mean, there have been a lot of re-releases.
The first thing that comes up on Google is a Reddit thread from 9 months ago titled, "When can we expect to hear more Gex trilogy news?" It's great. That's wonderful.
Man, you gotta love when stuff like that pops up. Also, when you're Googling a very specific tech issue, someone from 3 years ago had that same issue, and either nobody replied to that poor post, or even worse, somebody did, but it got deleted, and then you don't ever know what the solution is.
See, everybody talks about, like, leaving Adobe products because of, like, their business practices becoming less and less more about the creator and more about money. To me, it's personally about, no, because I'm tired of seeing these fucking people ask questions that they don't get answers to.
You know, these days, that problem is rapidly being eclipsed by, someone asked the question on Quora and an AI bot gave a completely unrelated answer.
I hate the world we live in. Oh, man. Speaking of re-releases, I need to check out the Lara Croft re-releases, which I hear are also very good.
Tomb Raider reboot, the Tomb Raider remaster is excellent. Not only can you just play it as a straight port of the original trilogy, with the PC exclusive extra level packs finally being released after 6 million years, but you can also just play it with the new fancy pants modern graphics, and, you know, switch over to analog control if you don't really feel like learning the old school controls. So that's
the
nice.
physical version's only like $30.
Yeah,
it's actually less when you get it on. Okay,
the $30 was the launch price.
Yeah, no, I can.
That's $10 per game. That's pretty good.
It's a re-release port of a really old game that, you know, people are understandably reluctant to play because of the old controls. So, you know, releasing it at that price was a good call.
Yeah, and you said they have updated modern controls. Too,
yes, they do. I'm not sure exactly how good they are with the rest of the level design, because the level design was very explicitly built around the specific, like, jumping acrobatics you could do. And I'm not sure how you would transition into a side flip jump in analog. So that'll be interesting to see.
I bet you there is a D-pad option though. So, like, if you're a purist, then you probably can play it like the old
well,
games.
you can just keep the old tank controls if you want. So it's not really like a deal breaker. It's just an option that they have, like the modern controls in Street Fighter 6. Which I am turning off as soon as the game lets me.
What did they change for the controls? Okay, so Street Fighter 6 also just had Bison be announced yesterday.
Yeah.
For the viewers back home.
We get hooded villain Hobo Bison, yeah.
On a horse.
So actually, here's the thing: the shot of him on the horse, that's referencing Napoleon Bonaparte crossing the Alps. Fun history fact for everybody at home. You can't cross the Alps on a horse. It's fucking dangerous and you'll slip and fucking die. So, they took all the men off the horses while they were crossing the Alps. And Napoleon rode a mule all the way over. And he was also notably not a confident horse rider, even the slightest. So,
you're being the historical nut in that case. I also look at it as a simpleton, as, oh my God, they're referencing the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah.
Because there's a painting of Raul Julius Bison on that horse.
Wait, so they oh my God. You see,
have you never seen it? Hold on, I'll get it to you.
You know, we've done a Street Fighter commentary before. So
long time ago.
So I have seen it, but I don't remember that part of the movie.
Man, you know, somehow, despite being objectively a terrible movie, that the Street Fighter movie adaptation is just the gift that keeps on giving.
You say terrible. I genuinely like it.
Well, I mean,
like, it's not good. It's not a good movie.
It's terrible in that sense where, like, even as you're grinning at it, it's awful. But
you have to be in the right mood for those things. Like, if you genuinely want to watch a good movie, you can't really watch the Street Fighter movie. If you're okay with watching some bullshit, it's a good time.
Yeah, but it's like, that's from that era where you never really knew whether a movie from a video game was going to be grinningly awful or just awful. I mean, we got the fucking Mario movie around that time, and not the good one that you kids remember from a few years ago.
Oh man, back in my day,
last year. Let's not throw around few years.
Whatever.
Last year.
I don't care.
Koopas. Man, I can't wait for Chris Pratt to voice Bison. I remember doing Hadokens as a kid and smashing some.
Immediately fucks it up.
I
want to know the weirdest fucking thing that's keeping me from watching the Mario movie. It's Princess Peach, of all oddball things. Like, it's not like I have strong feelings about this, but like, I look at the Princess Peach portrayed in the trailers, and I'm just like, wow, this is every female character in a CG movie I've ever seen rolled into one. And
I mean, yeah. This is the problem with every character in the Mario movie other than Mario, is that nobody really gets any time to breathe because the movie is too focused on doing action set piece, going straight into action set piece. There are some genuinely, like, good interactions between Peach and Toad and Peach and Mario, but there's, like, maybe a collective 45 seconds of them, because as soon as anybody stops to do anything other than go to an action scene, the movie has to move to another action scene. So you never really get any depth to anything, which is a shame, because that's, like, I have such mixed feelings on the Mario movie, because on one hand, it's beautiful and genuinely pretty good, but on the other, I feel like if they weren't so afraid of kids getting bored and let it be 10 minutes longer, it would have been, like, fantastic.
That just makes it sound like a shorter version of the Knuckles show.
I mean, it might be. I still haven't watched that, so
it's not good.
God, don't.
It's okay-ish. Like, it's not good, but it's got moments, and it's got a lot of moments. They're just disconnected. So it's like, you never know what you're gonna get. until you get there.
Does he find the Great Emerald's power allow him to feel?
You know, there's not a...
He learns about Jewish culture?
There's not a single mention of any emerald because they're probably saving that for Sonic Movie 3.
They don't mention the Chaos Emeralds at all in the Sonic movies?
They do. That's
In
they're
two,
just,
yeah.
They're just
The
they're
second
just
movie,
saying
yeah.
they're just saving that for movie 3, you know? Not some side series streaming show. But the Master Emerald split into the Chaos Emeralds at the end of the second movie. And then I guess
Oh my gosh, that's not like the video game. It's not how it works.
yeah, well, you know, they're basically doing the Sonic X plot again with the movie series, so
Oh, they're gonna make fake Chaos Emeralds that turn Sonic into angry, evil Super Sonic, and then never do anything
Mention
with
it
that for
again.
the rest of the series.
um
And then they're gonna have Shadow want to commit suicide.
I wasn't thinking that far ahead in the Sonic X plot, but I don't know, maybe.
Meteorite Saga
what?
did some stuff to me, man. Alright, I was never the same.
I was thinking more Sonic gets isekai'd into the real world, and the story is more about the human who hangs out with him than anything. But,
I mean, I guess. But it's way more interesting when Tails finds a girlfriend and then she ends up being evil, so he fucking... Man. Sonic X is a hell of a
Damn!
drug.
Cocked again!
Tails has really bad luck with that across the various iterations of Sonic the Hedgehog, because that happens in Archie, too.
Wait, Tails gets a girlfriend that turns out to be actually evil?
Yes.
Was it a Fiona?
Yes, Fiona.
Yeah, Fiona Fox.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's very emotional. Also, not only does she become evil, but she ends up, like, breaking up with Tails and going out with Sonic at one point. I'm pretty
What?
sure that's Ken Pender's
Wait,
era.
whoa. Hold the phone. Sonic. The fuck?
Oh, wait, no. It might have been Surge, now that I'm thinking about it.
It was Scourge.
It was Scourge.
Oh,
Why did
okay, 'cause,
Why did
like,
I say
that's-
Surge? That's a different character.
Well, because Surge is the new Scourge.
How dare you mistake Surge the Sonic comic character and Surge the Sonic comic character, Lewis? How dare you?
Well, I mean, Scourge is evil Sonic, right? And
Yeah.
I think they weren't allowed to make any more Scourge the Hedgehog stuff because Ken Penders successfully pulled copyright rank on evil Sonic.
Yeah. I believe it's that. I don't know all the details myself, but even if it wasn't, I think it's also just they just want to drop everything Archie.
Wait,
Just
so Ken
far
Penders
away from it.
tried to call copyright props
It's a lot.
on the idea of an
to
evil
me,
Sonic?
it's personally. I don't know all the details they get into it.
To cover the basics, Ted, Evil Sonic was an alternate universe version of Sonic, written during the Ken Penders era, distinguished by the fact that he wears a fucking biker jacket.
And shades.
And shades, yes. Scourge the Hedgehog is literally the same character, but turned green by the Master Emerald. And in a kind of like meta commentary on OCs that people actually missed the point of and made fun of it for matching up with OC stereotypes, which will never not be funny to me. Scourge goes and, you know, recruits a bunch of the other evil Dimension characters and gives them all new names. So it's funny. It's funny, weird stuff, and Scourge eventually developed to have this whole character arc involving multi-dimensional police and being in prison, and then Ken Penders did his copyright shenanigans stuff, and we never saw where any of that was going.
The fuck went on with Archie Sonic?
I don't know, dude. Like at some point or another, I will gladly watch that 3-hour Okay, that's Sonic. It'll be 6-hour documentary over the legality of everything that happened with Ken Penders and Archie behind the scenes.
You know, how do you know that hasn't been done yet?
You're right, and I'm not actively looking for it, to be fair. But if someone would point me in the direction of a well-made documentary and not just a 6-hour opinion piece over a bitter Sonic fan or Scourge fan, I guess. I'll gladly watch it. But I don't know. It's whatever for me at this point. And personally speaking, and this is only because I didn't read a whole bunch of Archie growing up. I like Surge a lot more, the IDW character, because I just find her inherently more interesting.
Wait, so which one's Surge as opposed to Scourge?
Surge is essentially the Scourge of IDW, but she is based off of a old Sonic 2 glitch, a palette glitch, where I think in debug mode, if you manipulated things in Emerald Hill specifically, you can change Sonic's color palette from to green, and he has this sort of black faceplate on his face.
I remember that. Back in the day, we used to give those palette glitches names.
Asura.
Yeah, and treat them like other characters. Asura is the one that I remember the most. But
yeah, so Surge conceptually is based off of that, but she is also but she's not a hedgehog. She's a Tenrec, I think was the species name.
Right.
Yeah, and she has electrical powers because she was experimented on. She was kidnapped and experimented on, given electrical powers, and it's kind of made her unstable and kind of nuts.
Man.
And she was winning the fight against Sonic.
She was, dude. That fight was amazing. I loved that fight, and
until she fell into water and shocked herself.
I really hope the IDW characters get a chance to debut in the video games at some point. Since
they did mention Tangle and Frontier.
Well, yeah.
So.
I mean more than just references, though. Can you imagine?
I mean,
like Surge?
I know you guys probably don't really give a shit about this, but to me, it counts when it counts. The Sonic Forces Dash game on mobile apps has all the IDW characters as skins in them, and that's an officially licensed Sega game.
Yeah, but that's also a game that has no fucking story.
No, but still, the fact that they're in it at all, I think, is a step in the right direction.
Yeah, true. But, can you imagine a fully fleshed out Surge story mode in a Sonic Frontier style game? That would fucking kick ass.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see all the the original IDW characters in a Sonic game proper, because there's so much to pull from, and I find them all very, very interesting. As frustrating as it is sometimes reading IDW, because I swear I'm not sure what the mandates are specifically when it comes to what they're allowed to do and what they can't do with the characters, but sometimes it feels like an overcorrection from Archie, where we have to make sure the status quo is established after every issue.
Yeah.
And it's characters are not allowed to explore and grow from their past experiences. Everything just kind of hits a reset button, which when you're following the trades like I am, it's frustrating, because
that's probably why there's so much emphasis on original characters that don't affect the video games at all, come to think of it.
But the problem is that they're not the central focus.
Yeah.